The cancel culture warriors are back at it again, I fear, between the Met Gala and Harrison Butker's viral commencement address. Unfortunately, internet bullying is back in a big way. I'm your host, Hayley Caronia. Get your blue light glasses on because it's screen time. I say cancel culture should be canceled. However, keyboard warriors are fanning the flames and keeping it alive and well. Let me catch you up on what's been happening. After the horrific events of October 7th, the Israel-Hamas war has fueled hostility online too. Pro-Palestinian activists took it upon themselves to flood any and every comment section with Palestinian flags and watermelons to raise awareness. Now, those two emojis have become synonymous with the pro-Palestinian side of the conflict. Keyboard activists believe that spamming the TikTok comment sections of influential people would impact the outcome of the war. Maybe. So they've essentially spammed everyone from President Biden to Alex Earl, thinking that it would make some kind of a difference. Alex Earl, for those of you who don't know, is a 23-year-old party girl who just graduated from the University of Miami and films makeup tutorials for a living. I'm not saying that to discredit Alex Earl's influence. She has 6.7 million followers on TikTok alone. But if you're wondering what kind of influence Alex Earl has in the world of foreign policy, or experience she has brokering peace deals with terrorists, well, I'd say it's zilch. And as much as the Biden administration calls on influencers to do their bidding, I don't think Alex Earl or Kim Kardashian or anyone else could make him call for a ceasefire in Gaza, which is what the online bullies ultimately want. They're just bugging the wrong people for no reason. Even singer Lizzo took to social media to defend herself and other celebrities for not wielding the power their fans think they have.
I just see celebrities getting blamed for every single problem in the world when they don't have control or the power to change or stop that. It kind of reminds me how we get angry at the president when really we need to be mad at Congress. Just saying, the real people in power and the real people who can actually make a difference in this world know that they can, and they choose not to.
Something these younger folks may not understand is that bullying someone into caring about or speaking out about the things that you care about isn't an effective strategy. They're angry because celebrities and people with money and followers and influence aren't using their platforms to speak up about the war, regardless of if they know anything about what's going on or not. I'd venture to say that if someone isn't speaking up about something, it's probably because they haven't done their research, or maybe they don't want to, maybe they don't care. But as a follower of these celebrities and influencers, they feel like they have stock in their account. I made you famous by following you, and now you have to say what I want you to say. But my question to the trolls is this: why did you follow Kim Kardashian, for example, in the first place? Was it because of her bikini photos and her various beauty lines, or was it because of her foreign policy expertise? My guess is it's not the latter. And then the Met Gala happened, and all hell broke loose. Because in the minds of these internet bullies, the Met Gala cannot happen so long as there is not world peace. How can you dress up in these opulent outfits and strut around New York City with other elites at an event that goes for $75,000 a ticket while Americans are starving and bad things are happening elsewhere in the world? This is not a newsflash. Celebrities have always been out of touch. I'm not sure why anyone is shocked by this, and for the morons on the internet, nobody cared that there's a genocide of Uyghur Muslims taking place in China during last year's Met Gala, and currently, by the way, crickets from these same people who claim they're educated, but they're really just educated by infographics on Instagram, and they only care about the current thing, they're NPCs. But after this year's Met Gala, there's been a coalition of TikTok users who have vowed to unfollow and block tone-deaf celebrities and influencers who, in their minds, have not used their platforms to promote pro-Palestinian content. Chief among them, influencer and model Hayley Caronia, also known as Hailey Bailey, who made this TikTok for the Met Gala and has since been bullied into apologizing.
Let them eat cake.
Here, take the bomb.
The sound choice truly had no deeper meaning. I never would have chosen a sound on purpose to highlight wealth disparity or elitism. I never even thought it would be taken in that way because I wasn't elite enough to even be invited to the Met Gala because I'm not elite. I'm a normal person.
Well, apology not accepted. Enter Blockout 2024, a cancel culture wet dream in which regular folk block celebrities in an effort to cut off their revenue streams.
The block list is all of them. Anybody that you don't see advocating for quite literally anything on their platforms, they don't talk about anything important, and their sole reason to be on this earth is entertainment. These are the people that we're not supporting anymore.
They're so rich, they're so famous, and they do a lot of weird stuff, and they don't give a shit about us. So if we all just go and block them and don't pay any attention to them, then they lose all of their brand deals, all of their ad revenue, and all of their popularity. Kim Kardashian has already lost 3 million followers on Instagram. And I personally think this is awesome.
Well, follower counts are down big time, and guess what? Hamas is still wreaking havoc on both Israelis and Palestinians because social media isn't real life. And if mega celebrities like Kim Kardashian never made another dime in their lives, they would be okay. Cutting off the revenue streams of celebrities doesn't equate to world peace. Do we understand that now? But the cancel culture warriors are all riled up after the Met Gala and ready to pounce on their latest target, Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker, after his now viral commencement address at St. Benedictine College.
Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world.
And for that, he's being bullied online.
There is zero heterosexual explanation for a cheetah print tie.
And you're talking in the same octave as me. Drop your voice a little lower.
This is such low-hanging fruit, but honestly, I'm in a mood. I'll be damned if I ever let a man tell me my life begins when I become a wife or a mother, and he smiles like this.
Even his Chiefs teammate quarterback Patrick Mahomes threw shade at him on Pat McAfee's show.
I don't talk to Harrison all year long, man. I just let him do his thing.
I'll talk to him. Go say hello. It's not like in the lunchroom. You say hi in the lunchroom?
No, we sit right beside each other in team meeting, and I don't say one word to him, only before the season and after the season. That's the only time I talk to him.
Smart.
For what it's worth, Butker's jerseys are outselling Mahomes' jerseys on NFL.com in the wake of the controversy. Now, despite that uptick in popularity over there, a Change.org petition has gained some steam, calling on the Kansas City Chiefs to fire Harrison Butker, all because they didn't want to hear that being a mom is fulfilling and other viewpoints that align with his Catholic faith. The petition says, "We demand accountability from our sports figures who should be role models, promoting respect for all people regardless of their race, gender identity, or sexual orientation. We call upon the Kansas City Chiefs management to dismiss Harrison Butker immediately for his inappropriate conduct." And the funny thing about that bitching and moaning about rights and respect is that they forgot to respect Harrison's right to free speech and freedom of religion. Because if the rights of LGBTQ folks and women matter, then by that same logic, so do Harrison's. So does Harrison deserve to be canceled over this? Absolutely not. I don't know how we got to this place where we are unable to hear differences in opinion without being triggered and without accusing someone of racism and homophobia. People take things way too personally. They're incapable of taking things with a grain of salt or just agreeing to disagree. So when he said, "My wife's life began when she became a wife and a mother," people are unable to hear that and not get defensive. He didn't say your degree isn't valuable or that your life isn't valuable if you don't become a mother. You just perceived it that way. And the really sad part about Harrison's speech is that it invoked Christian values, and that got more backlash and calls for cancellation than other celebrities who peddle demonic messages on a daily basis. That is where we are today. We're triggered by good and we welcome in evil. That's a scary reality. Now, here's where I'm going to piss everyone off, left, right, center, man, woman. I'm a conservative, anti-cancel culture Catholic woman. I was supposed to love everything about this speech, right? I am the target audience. But my gut reaction to Harrison Butker's commencement speech was make commencement speeches apolitical again. And it's not that I didn't agree with most of what he said, but it was more of a timing issue and know your audience issue. I think telling an audience of very fresh college graduates who are in the hole for thousands of dollars that it was all for naught is the reason it didn't land with the majority of people. It wasn't the one-size-fits-all message that I think people are used to. Follow your dreams. Congrats, grad. Shoot for the moon. If you missed, you'll land among the stars. Like cliche stuff like that. Call me old-fashioned. I don't think we should bring politics and other hot-button issues where they don't belong, including commencement speeches. And I have to call out the hypocrisy of my fellow conservatives. If the shoe was on the other foot, and it almost normally always is, and there's some liberal celebrity speaking at a liberal arts college in California and they bash Trump, Conservatives are the first to say, this isn't the time or place, that's not classy, why does everything have to be political? Now, Harrison Butker speaks at a Catholic university, bashes Biden and his faith, makes statements about IVF, abortion, and why his experience with a traditional wife is a good one, and conservatives are all in. You're all in because you agree with the sentiment. You're not necessarily all in on making grand political statements at commencement addresses or elsewhere. I've heard, why are they pushing Pride nights at sporting events? Why are they pushing their beliefs on us? I don't want anything like this shoved down our throats. I agree. So if we don't want their stuff shoved down our throats, why would they want our stuff shoved down theirs? And yes, Butker was talking about Christian values to an audience of, well, maybe Christians, maybe Catholics, maybe people who chose to go to a Catholic school, family members who aren't believers, but they're just there to watch one of their loved ones graduate. Conservatives preach about freedom of speech, but sometimes we're guilty of getting triggered by the left and only liking speech when it's in our wheelhouse. Either we let politics enter every facet of our lives or we don't, and I'm on team don't. I also have beef with a lot of conservatives in the media space who repeat this surface level advice. College is a scam, get married, stay home, raise your babies, homeschool, don't let the government raise your children, when they know damn well that's not a reality for most Americans, especially in this economy. But they have a point. Harrison had a point. College can be a scam, and I do think that getting married and having children is a wonderful blessing. But if you don't live up to that standard, you're not less than. You're not less of a conservative, you're not less of a woman. You may have a different life path, and different isn't wrong. Harrison Butker may think differently than you, but that doesn't make him wrong either. Stop knee-jerk canceling people at every turn because they're not like you. Not everyone is going to be like you. Not everything applies to you. It's not always about you. Cancel culture is over when we all collectively stop trying to ruin each other's lives and we get comfortable with the fact that we're all different. We were raised differently, we think differently, we vote differently, and differences are more than okay. They should be celebrated. But I want to hear what you think. Did you love Harrison's speech? Should we stop making everything so political? You can connect with me at Hayley Caronia on all platforms and let me know. I'm racking up my screen time so you don't have to, staying on top of trending topics and screenshotting everything you're tweeting and commenting about. So I've got to get my scroll on, and I'll see you right back here next week.